What's up, guys? It's been a while. Sorry about the appearance. I'm looking a little grimy today. I just spent the whole day sweating in some dingy well house, so not feeling too clean right now. But I'm clean off of kratom today. But this is a video that I've been meaning to make for the last week or two because there have been mistakes, and happened about that's almost 2 weeks ago now, but I'm starting to kind of really start to feel the pressure of life. School was gearing up towards finals, and not just written finals, but we have final labs that we have to do, that we have to prepare on our own and everything. That was stressful. Work's been very stressful lately, and it was only getting more stressful at this time. Got a new boss. I don't know. At first, it didn't seem like we were gelling too well there, and I don't know, starting to get worried as far as maybe, I don't know if this is how this is going to be. I might have to go somewhere else. But so all these little things were starting to kind of add up. And I also noticed at the time, maybe people can relate to this, that it seems like when I'm in those periods where there's a lot going on, and it seems like, there's basically no margin for error. You know what I mean? I'd be taking care of something. I got to do this, and then I got to go pick up my son or whatever. And I'd be just getting stomach cramps on the highway because I only have 16 minutes to get there, and I'm stuck in a traffic jam and stuff like that. It just seemed like everything was taking more of a toll. Everything was harder. Everything seemed more stressful. And then it all kind of came to a head. It was 2 weeks ago Thursday. I got called into the office to fill in for a day shift for the central control room or whatever, which is normally never fun. I'd rather do outside work, but I didn't say much about it. So I just came in the office. I was going to work all day. My relief was supposed to come in at 3. I had my final lab at school that night at 5 p.m. and worked through the day. It was about 15 minutes to 3. I got a call from the guy that's supposed to be there already, basically saying, "Oh, well, I'm stuck in traffic. I'm going to be late." I'm like, okay, is what it is. I think in my mind, it's like, oh, I'm still fine. Even if he's an hour late, I could still bail out and run down to school or whatever. And then he calls me 5 minutes after that, and he's like, "You know what? I'm just not coming in today." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah. I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck out here." Like, okay, so now that puts me automatically into a 16-hour shift. That also puts me into missing my final exam. I was running around, calling my instructor, trying to send emails, trying to get relief to come in and take the shift off my hands, which I really couldn't find. And then, I don't know. There's a lot of tension in work that day. My bosses came and talked to me about stuff because it wasn't just stuff they noticed with me, as with other people. People weren't happy there. And it's been like that for a long time now. And so I had this buzzing, this nerve buzz. And it's really hard to describe. It's almost like a hypoglycemic feeling. It feels like my body's eating itself. It's like this nerve buzz. I'm sweaty and clammy. Restless, irritable, discontent. All the usual stuff. And so I ended up getting a hold of my instructor, and we worked out a makeup thing for the final the next day. And I was there till 7. Then eventually somebody came in and said, they'll at least take 4 hours of the shift. And then, well, I should add this part, about an hour or two after the guy called off on me, then the midnight guy called in sick too. So I was actually really staring down a 24-hour shift. So, I finally made it home. And, actually right when I was getting out was my home meeting. So I was like, okay, that's a bit of a blessing because I really, I'm not feeling good now. Had kind of the urge to use for a couple of days at this point. But I go to the meeting, make it home, just kind of trying to get some sleep because, nowadays you have a crazy day or something's really stressing you out. You go to bed, more times than not you wake up the next morning. It's at least lessened a little bit, if not completely gone. And I woke up the next morning, and the first 5 minutes, I was okay, maybe I feel better. And then boom, it just kicks right back up again. This anxious feeling, and then whenever I'm in that mode, my brain kicks into OCD mode, so it wants to just keep churning over the same thoughts, even if these thoughts are painful or I don't want to experience them. So basically, I made it a couple days in that state. I even called a fellow 12-stepper and said, hey, I need to talk. Like, I'm just not doing well. Can we meet for coffee? And we met for coffee, and then, whatchamacallit, once again, that made me feel better for the hour, but it was just like, I was just barely hanging on. I just wanted relief out of that state. It's torture for me. And I'm sure people are going to be like, well, that's life. That's being an adult. Suck it up or whatever. I don't know. It's like, if that's what stress feels like for other people, then it's like, well, God bless you. But especially when the OCD kicks in and all that stuff, and then the mania kicks in with it, it just feels like psychological torture. It feels like physical torture. So, even though I went and met with him and had coffee and it got me through a couple hours, eventually I finally just wanted out. I just wanted to escape, and I went and picked up a MIT 45 shot at a gas station. And, yeah. It was kind of strange because, it brought some physical relief to that, but then, of course, it carries all the mental stress with it too, the emotional stress, quite frankly, even like the spiritual stress of it. So, didn't tell anybody though. Got up the next day, did it again. Then, even with myself, was just like, okay, like this is gonna stop. This has to stop like right now, because I knew where it was gonna go. It was gonna go to basically me using for months and hiding it, and then having to have this giant, come to Jesus moment and a lot of pain and withdrawal and all that stuff, and basically feel like starting all over. So I made it a couple days sober, and then now the stress of the relapse has eaten me up and everything. So I slipped up again on a Tuesday, and eventually I kind of knew I was in trouble, and started eventually after that came clean to people, and everybody was okay with me. No one's ever gonna, they don't shoot their wounded, as they say. But then I was just like really low for a week or two there. Came clean with Andrea, and did what I had to do as far as going to meetings and coming clean and all that kind of stuff. At one hand, I was very depressed, and on the other hand, I still kind of viewed it as progress, because in the past, I've said this in my earlier videos, in the past when I would go out running again, I would run, and then maybe like 3 months later I'd get caught up on something, and then finally have to have this sobbing moment of like, I've been lying, I've been screwing up, like all this kind of stuff, and so luckily that that came to an end pretty quickly, and that for me that is progress. So and then since then, it's just been kind of climbing out of it, Afterwards, it's like I didn't feel like it wasn't torture, like psychologically, like, oh, I'm a screw up. I wasn't being too hard on myself, but it also, like, I just felt like the fog returned, of like the fog of just like, what the hell am I doing here? So, and there's still, some of the stuff has been cleaned up as far as, the stressors, like, school is done for now until next semester. I got that all finished up. The written and lab finals are done. I'm hoping work gets better. Work's always been like one of my number one stressors, and it really came through to bite me this time good. So, it's just putting the pieces back together, kind of scaling it back down to where I started, as far as just like, minute at a time, hour at a time, a day at a time. So as of today, this is Wednesday, I think, May 19th. I have 1 week completely clean here, so it's back on the horse. The other kind of thing that like maybe might be keeping me from making videos a little bit is I'm starting to get a little paranoid about people at work finding this. It's easy to like come out with all your your drinking and using stories, or it's easy when it's in the rearview mirror. It's easy to tell someone, oh, I'm in recovery, oh yeah, I'm 3 years clean. Then they look at you like, oh, okay, you got your shit figured out now. But it's kind of hard when you're in the middle of it, and I don't want anybody to read anything into anything. I don't know, I'm probably just being paranoid, but it's one of the things that has maybe kept me away a little bit. But I gotta get inside and get washed up, and I have my therapy appointment today as always, and then the quitting kratom support group is tonight. So it'll be a full night, and I don't know, hopefully I need to at least in these early stages, I think it'll be helpful for me and other people to see like how you kind of bounce back from relapse and everything that it entails. So just want to say, anybody was wondering where I'm at or thinking of me, thank you. I think I saw the comments from Lula and some other people, and I do miss you guys. And just if for the record, if I'm off for a week or two or something like that, it's like I haven't forgotten, you know, all the nice people I've met, you know, through this medium, and I haven't forgotten the words of encouragement, and I hope that, you know, they don't, you know, you guys don't forget the things that I've said to you. So don't think that just once this phone shuts off or the computer shuts off that it's just like, okay, you guys are gone. You guys are always with me, and I still think about you guys, and still gonna keep reporting in on the journey. But I can't stop doing that, the Oz. But I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.